欢迎回来，今天的 Day Event。那我们上一次呢，了解到了关于 Home Inspection 需要了解的一些事情。如果你还没有看过的话呢，可以点这个小链接，链接掉下来，可以点这个小链接，然后来看上一集的。那这一集呢，我们就要来真正的去做一次 Home Inspection 了。准备好了吗？一起走。
I've been a home inspector for about 12 years. Before that, I built homes for 25 years. So Jessica, why don't you do a little mini inspection?
I'll do that.
Have fun.
然后哇，这怎么那么多？哦，这个是那种按摩的。那我先不要开好了，地上有东西。哈，开始幻想自己东西放怎么放。对啊，放包包，放鞋。就是要看这种东西有没有坏掉，这个我来检查。结果我不会开啊，开了，它没有坏。然后也要可能要看这些门有没有坏掉。哎，关得很紧，没有问题。然后厕所我们只要看到水就把它全部打开来，像这样，这是一个 good sign。我知道一定要看这一间，这个很重要。可是呢，我就老实说吧。我也建议大家，就是不是专业的人真的不要乱碰，因为你也不知道哪一个是什么。所以这边我要是会的话，我一定会来看这。然后我也有这个知识，我知道来看这，只是我不会看。你看那些就是管路啊跟头都不要碰，我们等到有正确的仪器再来用这边。照理说呢，就是要把每一个 appliances 都 run 一次嘛。但我现在如果空用这个的话，可能会坏掉。先补，待会我有空我再过来。反正我知道要把每一个都用一次，我看过之前人家这样用，然后水也开，然后洗碗机也洗一下，每一个火都开一开。好，其实应该是我不会用。哦，听到声音了。好，我觉得我们都会有危险，先不要用这个，等下我再回来。就是要把每一个火都确定它可以用啊。后面还有哦，对，要把这个都确定它们都是可以用的，就会空洗一次。我还知道看油漆。你知道我从哪里学的吗？我看文成生活学的。那时候有讲到，一个室内设计师，他们那时候在交屋的时候对我检查，你看像这个我就会写下来。我现在看到这个阳台下面有一点点感觉，我能修我就想修它，不是很确定这样子外面算什么状况。我觉得应该是 OK 吧，但如果要重新漆也可以。哦，这边我有看到，这边有一点坏掉。然后所以其实外面这种算是很正常的 wear and tear 吧，这边都有一点点掉了。我感觉我要找蜂窝，有没有那些蜂窝？目前肉眼看是没有，我其实看不到什么那是一只鹅，但是没有关系，因为很明显的看到现在这个卖家是没有住在这，但是我觉得保持得好干净。一样嘛，这个跟刚刚也有看到，就是正常的那种房子会有的wear and tear，感觉啊，应该是要下去看这些，这是我猜的，感觉这个下面是有什么该关心一下的地方。好啦，我说真的很难，因为我们这种不专业的，就是用肉眼看，真的看不太出个什么所以然来，所以还是去找专业的吧，我们去找Shawn。
Okay, Jessica, why don't I show you how it's done?
I'm gonna learn. Okay, what's so wrong earlier?
So now that we're inside, why don't we start on this side of the house and we'll start looking around on the interior of the home. So we're going to test for gas leaks and carbon monoxide. And you see all this white deposits on the glass. It's very normal, but it means it needs to be serviced. There's no gas leaks.
If there is, we could have smelled it, no?
Sometimes you can't. Sometimes they're really minor leaks, but they still need to be fixed. It's carbon monoxide as well, so it's not giving me anything. Those are all normal readings. And we can't test every single socket in a house, especially this big. So we test a representative amount just to make sure that they're wired properly. I use two different testers. I use this standard tester and I use another one that will actually tell me the voltage going through. And of course it should be about 120 and this one's 120. And again, the best tool is the thermal camera because then I can scan the ceiling to see if there's any leaks, right? So
they're so cool.
Yeah, you need a lot of fingers though to hold all these tools.
I should help.
So you just put those away.
And you do have a bigger toolbox.
Yeah, the bag I have, but these are the standard tools that I use. And often I even will strap this to my belt, this carbon monoxide detector.
Yeah.
And it has actually gone off before. There's been carbon monoxide leaks, but usually it's by a furnace.
I'm really interested in these. Can I try them? They seem the easiest.
Are you serious? Yes.
I wouldn't want to try any of what other ones, but these ones.
You have to leave a $500 deposit.
Okay, so I'm gonna try the bottom one. Oh, what do we do?
That's good.
It's a bit more.
It's okay. 121's not bad.
Do I reset right here?
You take it out and then reset.
Okay, there we go. And what about that one? Oh.
Perfect. See, it even tells you it's correct, right?
Yeah.
And then this tool will measure moisture as well. So we can do surface scans. So you can see I've got moisture.
Yeah.
Here.
What number are we looking at?
It'll actually, if it stays green, you're good.
That's good, okay.
Okay. But here, you can see it shows up as wet, but it's not because we're on a concrete pad.
Oh.
Okay. So we use the probe and we actually just touch the wall with that to see if we get any readings. And this is 9-point-something%, which is good. Okay. We don't really want to jam these into the wall because you get little holes all over the place. So that's why I like the thermal camera better. But we just kind of scan around and we do the entire perimeter. It takes, it's quite time consuming.
Yes.
But often people will take a reading here, but they won't take a reading back here. See, and there, you can see it's 21 here, 28 here.
Yeah.
This is because it's concrete, but there's often people that will report it as moisture and it's not, okay? So it helps being a former builder.
What about that one? What is it at the top?
That is for the wine cellar.
Oh.
That's your chiller for the
Okay.
wine cellar. And if there's wine in it, I usually drink it.
Why not?
Yeah, so what I use here is I often will plug it in.
Oh, to make sure it works.
And I'll take a thermal image picture of it and then I'll unplug it again, okay? Because sometimes we're not supposed to, if it's unplugged, turn it on because we don't know why it's unplugged. But I think it's because the house is vacant, so I'm not really worried about that here. So why don't we head over here? Do we know what this is, Jessica?
Food delivery store?
Dumb waiter. It's a laundry chute. And in some jurisdictions, they don't allow these unless they're metal lined, right, for fire safety. Probably one of the most important things in a home inspection in the interior is to make sure you're scanning the entire perimeter of the house for moisture. But in a house this age, it's really rare that you find moisture, but sometimes you do, especially being on the hill like this, right? So, but we're gonna go into the mechanical room and check the systems in the mechanical room.
This is relatively clean, right? I've seen like mechanical room that's like really messy.
And the best part is it doesn't smell,
Right.
right? So you're looking for smells. You're trying to find, is it musty?
Oh, what do
Is
they
there
mean
any
though?
odd noises?
Okay, that's not odd.
That's odd.
Oh, that is.
Yeah.
Oopsie. We'll fix it.
Yeah. So what do you think the heating system is then? If you've got pipes like this, do you think it's hot water heat or air?
I can't tell. I'm just
It's
gonna.
hot water heat.
Okay.
Okay, so you have in-floor radiant heat, and that's what this
What
boiler
is that thing for
for
then?
This is your hot water tank for having showers and such.
Okay.
And that boiler is actually producing hot water
hot
for your
water.
heat and for this guy.
Okay.
Okay. So what we're looking for here is, what would you assume that we're looking for here? Besides that noise.
We want to make sure all the pipes are working
Yep.
and the boiler's working. The hot water tank is not leaking.
So one of the tools we use is a thermal camera.
Okay.
So this thermal camera will actually take a picture of all the pipes heating up. So you can actually see them getting hot.
So fancy.
Yeah. So in this particular tool is a little bit different than most people use in the market. So this one actually will give you relative humidity, which is important in a basement because basements can get quite humid, right? So if you look, you can see the hot pipe right there, right? So this tool is really important. So this is one of those tools, if your home inspector doesn't have one, you shouldn't be using that.
They just touch every pipe to make sure that it's warm.
Not as accurate as this. I can actually get a temperature reading on these things. It actually tells me the temperature.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's your boiler, that's your heating system.
So we were in the mechanical room. Now that we're outside, before we start, what should we wear? Like, is there a proper attire for
Jacket.
this? It's a chilly today. It is.
Really, it's really about boots that are
Okay.
shoes that are safe, because sometimes you're going to go on the roof. If they match your dress, then you're going to wear proper shoes.
I was really surprised to see you in whites, you know?
I really love fashion. I'm an oddball. I wear
Right,
this.
but then
a lot
other-
of guys wear jeans.
I bet.
My crew, I don't let them wear jeans.
No.
So yeah, because I have a crew of guys. So it's really about feeling comfortable and safe
And confident.
and confident and not worrying about dirty knees and things like that.
So what else should we look at when we're outside?
So when you're doing your initial walkthrough, you're going to be looking for, especially in a house like this, it's a big house, so you have to take a lot in. So you see that the stone is set, so you're going to make sure the mortar looks good and the trim is in good condition and the paint is in good condition. Even the paving stones, if they're moving like up and down,
Right.
which happens. So things like that.
Okay.
So a lot of the times it just catches your eye and you go, oh, something's wrong there. So the way I usually start is after I do the driveway section and walkways, and we call it property in sight, I do the exterior of the building. And usually what I do is I walk either clockwise or counterclockwise and look from my head down around that line.
Right.
And then I go the opposite direction and look up.
Okay.
From there, we go to the roof, and this roof I can't walk on
No.
because it's wood, and you can actually start falling and damaging the shingles, so I use a drone.
Okay.
We basically are using drones now.
What
for
about in
that.
the past, like before drone?
In the past, you're there with binoculars
Oh,
or ladder edge.
right.
You get on the edge of the roof.
Yeah. Thanks to technology, everything's easier
I
now.
love technology. So when I look at paving stones, what I'm looking for is sand. What happens is you get pavement ants, and they take the sand out from under the
right.
paving stones, and they start doing this. Okay.
Underneath.
Okay. So
What
it
do you
looks
do
pretty
with
good.
that? Or
You
do is-
basically throw sand on it again and sweep the sand in.
Wow.
Okay. Then if it goes like this, you put sand underneath, and then you tamp down the stone.
I see.
You can also see this is a rodent box. That's a good thing that they have this, okay, because it helps deter pests from going
Right.
in the house. I'd rather see it here than
Then
inside. Flashlight, best tool ever.
Okay.
So you can see that the drainage is starting to spill over, so the drains need cleaning.
Wow, you normally keep the list with you and start writing everything down as you go?
Yeah, so what I do is a lot of the times I use my phone. I have my software
Right.
on my phone. I then take pictures, and you can see what's happening here is you got the pavement ants. You see them?
Yeah.
So they're working their way up and getting that. So you take a picture, and my templates, I have preset comments. So I just type in ants, and
Right.
out comes a whole comment on why it's important to do that. And the other thing you gotta do, which a lot of guys don't, that's why you wear white pants, is you're looking at the foundation for cracks.
If there are cracks here.
A lot of the times the cracks are superficial.
Okay,
It's just
okay.
settlement cracks.
Okay.
But if you see a crack that's displaced or uneven,
Right.
that means that I was in one yesterday, the house actually snapped in half.
Oh,
So
that's really bad.
yeah.
Would you ever tell your buyer not to buy a house if you
Yes.
see like serious problems?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I
they always
treat
listen
everyone
to you.
like my kid.
Right.
Everyone. So they're honest, but you know, when you're spending a lot of money on a house, a lot of the times if you have that money, you have money to make the repairs. So it's not my place to tell you to not do it. I just point out the deficiencies.
Yeah.
And ponds, I always make comments about ponds too, because as you can see, there's mosquito larvae in there, right? So I usually tell people, let's throw a couple of drops of bleach in there
That'll
and
work.
kill them off. So this I would point out as being deficient, because you now have earth that's not being retained, right? This retaining wall is not high enough. You could probably tier it back, which would be a really cheap solution to do. So it should actually be much higher. So going on to the patio. So this has a membrane underneath of it. That prevents water from getting into the garage, right? So, and you can see what kind it is right here. This is called a torch-on membrane. So it has about a 25-year lifespan. This is a protected membrane from the sun. That's these patio blocks are for, to protect the membrane. So the house, I believe, was built, this particular house was built in 2005. So some of this stuff is pretty normal, like the paint wear and tear. So, but you got to get to the rotting columns.
Over there. Yeah.
Right? Again, you have flat caps. When you have flat caps, water and snow sits on them, and that causes all this stuff to start cracking and deteriorating. Okay, it's again, I would recommend people put metal over top of it. And then glazing seals. I usually fix them all. Right? You just push them back in.
That's it.
That's all you do. So
Just a bit more.
it's easy to do, and it saves you having to type it all out.
我们今天学到了整个很基本的inspection 的流程，从外面啊到里面，但真正在做的时候，Shawn是会做的更 detail 的。那我们今天大概看了一个总概括 ，and 之后呢，我们会讲，因为我们今天讲的都是 home buyer 买家该注意的事情，那之后我们就会讲到卖家有什么需要注意的事情，还有怎么样可以当Shawn这个职业呢 ？We're going to talk about how to become a home inspector for the next episode.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks to you. 也要感谢温森生活的赞助商们对我们的大力支持，让我们可以制作出好的节目。当然，更欢迎其他的商家联系我们，然后让我们一起来创造出有趣好玩的节目内容吧。我们下次见喽！